Hi, I'm Diana Rosa, and I'm with Daljit Kalsi, and the film was Rescued.
Yes.
Great film. So
Thank you.
First of all, give us an outline of the film.
Sure. So Rescued is really a film about second chances. It follows the story of Tom Connolly, who's kind of recoiling from this tragedy in his life, and he's just trying to cope with grief, and he ends up adopting a shelter dog that also has a traumatic story, and this dog kind of leads Tom on a new path and a way to help a new family or another family and kind of make himself whole.
Wow. You and I have talked before.
Yes, we have.
We've talked after the film, and you've also sent something in before the film, and I've seen the film, and it's a wonderful film.
Thank you.
So I always like to hear a bit about the behind the scenes.
Sure.
So tell us, some of the memories that you have about that.
Sure. So we filmed a lot of the movie in Columbia, South Carolina, or thereabouts, around the city of Columbia and Lexington, South Carolina. So it was just a lot of moving parts, and we're working with a dog. The dog was getting up there in years. The dog had done a lot of theater work and been in a lot of plays. So just kind of working on the dog schedule and making sure that the dog was, with us in the moment was a challenge. We also worked with a 10-year-old girl. It was her first film role. So keeping her in the moment. So it was a lot of that. We also had Super Bowl legend Sam Weich on set, sharing stories of he was one of the few guys who had played in a winning Super Bowl, coached in a winning Super Bowl, and commentated on a Super Bowl. So he had lots of great stories about his career that in between takes everybody's kind of surrounding him on the days that he was on set. So those are just good memories of addressing the challenges and then just sitting around and the you get a sense of community with the people you're working with, the cast members. You learn about folks, the cast and the crew, and you just build little moments, and it's just like little moments that wouldn't mean anything to anybody else, but when I see a certain part of the film, I'm like, oh yeah, that's when that happened, when we were filming that. And it's just, it makes me happy to think back of those things.
It's so true, because I can even think of things that, I'm a part-time actress, so sometimes I can remember little things that I've done, or events that I've been to, or I've been to so many Olympic Games, and I look at a picture, because as a photographer, I have a lot of pictures that brings me back to that moment.
Right.
So when you think back, what about dealing with weather? What about dealing with people not feeling perfect that one day? What were things like that for you?
Weather, yeah, we did have to, do some, when you're directing an indie film on a very limited budget, you're kind of at the mercy of the elements and whatever it throws at you, and you got to get stuff done within the time that you're allowed to get it done. So some rewrites on the fly. That was going to be outside, and said we're going to set up inside. We're going to shoot this inside. We're not going to travel to that second location. We're just going to go right here, right outside this first location. Stuff like that. And we were also our lead supporting actress was pregnant with her first child in the film, and was not feeling well on one set, and so the scene was like they're drinking wine and she's really drinking ginger ale to try to settle her stomach. So it's just little things like that little curveballs that come your way, and
you just deal with them, right?
You just 90% of filmmaking on set is problem solving. So
I totally agree. I think my whole life is all about problem solving. Right? So what's on the horizon for you now?
So I'm directing a new film being shot in the North Carolina mountains this November called The Ensuing. It's a horror film, so I'm excited to dive back into that. It's a complete departure from Rescued, which is an uplifting, kind of family drama. This one's a much darker and kind of film, so it's going to be interesting to shift gears and get back into that dynamic. But I'm excited about shooting a horror movie in the fall in the mountains, so it's going to be fun.
Fabulous. I look forward to seeing that one too.
Well, thank you.
Well, I'm Diana Rosa reporting live from the Tryon International Film Festival, and thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.